Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to the first part of this Brown Bess restoration project. I got something in the mail today. Really excited about it. My heart's just pounding. I wish you guys could feel it. Anyway, this is the stuff the dreams are made out of. It's obviously it's musket from the 2003 IMA catch that they found over from the Kingdom of Nepal. They brought over about 50,000 various types of firearms, and there was a large number of brown Bess muskets included in that catch. So this is one of them. I just unboxed it. I just took it out of the box just to make things easier. Everything's still all wrapped up. Everything's ready to go. My hands are just shaking here. Just so excited to see what's in here. So we'll have a first look at it. Let's see what we got. Here's just the hardware for the slings, new hardware, replaced parts. Here's the real gold in here. All right. Excellent. All right, so we've got flintlock here, made by Rea, and of course that stands for John Rea. And John Rea, he was a contractor to the East India Company between 1778 and 1804. And so nice strong marking there with his name on it. Beautiful 1784 East India Company with their bail mark there, merchant's mark on the tang. It says 4 V.E.I.C. Of course, the 4 stands for vented, which is an old form of English to say united, and then E for East, and then I for India, and C for company. And the number 4 is a long-term standing mark rooted in mysticism and good fortune that merchants used to apply to their goods to give it good luck. So that's a 4 above the heart. That's carried over from that long medieval tradition of merchants stamping their items. And I've got a crown and 3. Looks like, and this lock looks good, guys. Looks really good. If anything, it's much better than what I thought it was, and it might be almost too clean. Look at the barrel here. This is the original barrel. Here's the barrel. Looks good. Looks really good. Should be a 39-inch barrel, 75 caliber, smooth bore. And the reason why I was saying maybe the lock is too clean is because when we look at the barrel, there is some rusting there. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, nothing we can't handle. But just in how I approach my restoration projects, I always just try to do very minimally evasive measures to restore them. I try to keep as much as that patina and just that historic character intact as possible. I mean, I'm just feeling the wood here, just feeling the history. I'm just loving it. Just amazing. I can't believe I'm touching this right now. It's going to be such a thrill to restore. And so we have a pretty clean lock here. You know, some slight issues to it. That's probably going to be one of our biggest issues that we'll have to address, and will have to be addressed very carefully. Again, just not to compromise any of the patina, and just try to give everything an even finish. And that's going to be the trick lining up with the barrel, is to make the barrel to restore it in a very matching color and patina as the lock, but again preserving all of that historic character. So the barrel here We have the lock made from the East India Company, of course, genuine East India Company lock. And now for the barrel. Yeah, that's what we want to see right there. So 2 little footprint marks there on the breech. And so this tells us that this barrel would have been made in Nepal. It has its Gurkha markings there, and that's from the legendary Hindu warrior saint guru Gorakhnath. And he was a very important saint for the Gurkhas. They always prayed to him for blessings in battle. And the reason for the 2 footprints in the barrel is because they believe that Lord Gorakhnath meditated inside a cave, and he left his footprints outside in the rocks of that cave. And so those 2 footprints are here in the barrel now. So it's just to give it some almost like a spiritual blessing, if you will, and good fortune for battle, to have those footprints on this barrel to bless it. And again, just give it strength and symbolism. So the ramrod looks good. Looks like we've got some Gurkha markings here too. I'll have to check those out. So ramrod likely made also from the Gurkhas in Nepal. All original brass here. Just looks really, really nice. I'm so happy to have this original stock with it. Again, not planned. I wasn't expecting it, so it's just nice to see. Really, really nice welcome surprise. And so this barrel, of course, this is in the later Baker pattern. You can see how the tang here, how it's rounded instead of square. Had it been square there, that would have indicated that was a more earlier form of barrel, like a Windus pattern. And that's going to be one of the things that we'll have to play around with a bit here when we go to restore this piece, because we have a lock here that's much earlier, East India Company lock, that does follow the Windus pattern, and then we have a Baker pattern barrel. So the reason why that becomes important is because that depends how we're going to do our stock when we go to refinish the stock. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the stock. Alright, so here's the stock. So this is what we have to work with. First thoughts on this, again, it's also looking really, really good. Very pleased with what I see. I did pay extra money to request that this brass remain dirty, again, because I'm not sure how the lock and the barrel were going to be. So if I can leave things with some natural patina and looking older, I'm certainly going to do that. And butt plate looks good. I'm happy to see that. I was worried that there might be a screw through the tang there, but it's nice to see that they kept it with the original Baker style. So this is where this is coming in again. Had this been a more Windus pattern stock and original butt plate, it would have been a lot fancier up in there. It's kind of like I don't know, almost like little triangles, kind of almost like a little Gothic pattern going in there. So it just would have been a lot fancier. Screw heads would likely be bigger as well. And so another thing too is for the handrail. In a Windus pattern stock, they would have this very distinctive cut line going right in here, carved into it. Just to, again, it just gives it a more elegant appearance. It softens it up. It takes off some weight. It just looks a little lighter and more elegant. And as well as the apron here. So we would have had carved something. This would have been a little more pronounced. There would have been a pronounced apron here, where this is just all flat. Now, not a big deal. These issues here, where the lock plate goes into too, would also be a little sharper and have sometimes like a little rounded edge here in this area too, a little bit sharper. So not a big deal. These are all things that we can certainly add if we want to. But normally, if we take it all into account, with these types of muskets. Again, they were a mismatch when they were in the arsenal. Quite often they're always found with this Baker style stock and barrel with a combination of an East India Company lock from an earlier Windus pattern lock, or it'll have its own Nepalese Gurkha marked locks, which would have been made later than the East India Company locks. So like I said, it is what it is. But I leave it up to you guys. Maybe if you guys want to leave some feedback on this, how would you like to see the gun end up? Do you want the stock to have a more Baker pattern feel to it, again with the type of barrel that's involved and the butt plate, or should we try to go for a more refined earlier Windus pattern to match the lock? Up to you guys. You know, we can go either way with it. Not a big deal. So all in all, I am very, very pleased. I think it was worth the money to spend the extra little bit for the hand-selected piece. It gave me exactly what I wanted. I wanted an early 1780s lock with nice clear markings. Getting John Rea, just an added bonus. Really, really pleased with that. Lock looks really clean, really sound. Again, almost too clean. I hate to say that, but it's in really, really good condition. But that's okay. That just means we'll just have to adjust our restoration techniques when it comes to the barrel. And again, we'll get those little, hope you can see those little footprint marks there. We'll get those popping right out. And again, all in all, that's the unveiling of it. And really pleased, guys. I think this is going to be an awesome restoration project. And I hope you all stay tuned and enjoy. Thanks for watching.